Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, Mr. McCummer, for coming today. You have a job that I don't envy anybody, but trying to keep a bunch of cats running in the right direction. I think it's great. So I just want to give up some of my personal experience. I'm not a prolific bill writer, but we try to make our substance quality, not quantity. And I've had some problems still regarding getting staff, getting bills written. One of my health care proposals took about 4 months to come back from the House Office of Legislative Counsel. And it's my understanding there's been a substantial increase in the number of requests as in bills and stuff. Is that correct?
That's my understanding, yes, sir.
All right, so I would like to show a little, because I asked my chief and I asked my LD, what's going on here? Where are all these bills coming from? I got a little poster here, and I found out that, here, bring it over here if you can, that most of the people have just a few, I would say a few is under 50 or 60, 70 bills. We have one person that likes to write a bill every other day or every day. And I won't name that person other than it being, well, I'll be nice. It's a Republican member, and I'm not sure what he thinks the whole world needs to be rewritten in time. But this, I think this is an abuse of the system personally. And I would be very interested to know, does he have like a legislative staff or two assigned directly to him? Does he write his own bills or whatever? But I would think that this person would be a major outlier and an extreme burden to your legislative staff. Is that fair? Do you ever see this discrepancy?
That was a unique situation there. My understanding, if we're talking about the same instance this Congress, the 500 bills were introduced on one day, and none of them were used, none of those bills utilized the Office of Legislative Counsel.
So he wrote his own bills?
Correct. And those were all submitted in Word documents, which then
in one day?
Correct.
I'm going to let everybody try to figure out who that is. So, okay, all right, thank you. I just was shaking my head, and I said, this is ridiculous. And I'm glad to hear that you guys had to be involved. How many legislative staff do you guys have writing bills?
Just to be clear, for the Office of Legislative Counsel, that's outside of the clerk's office.
Yeah.
And so I would defer to that team for how many staff they have. But we have 22, 23 folks on our legislative operations team who just process everything once it's been introduced or managed on the floor.
Well, you know, our job here, some people think the only job is to write bills. I don't. I personally think we have a lot of other duties to attend to. So I would ask one other question, and I think, you know, with Chairman Stiles and Mr. Kilmer's work on trying for efficiency and everything in the House, I think we're going to really need to, good, bad, or indifferent, really embrace artificial intelligence when it comes to looking at some of these documents. You were talking about how you have people that are literally reading word for word, dash for dash. I'm not here to replace anybody, but boy, adding efficiency to the system. I look in medicine and I look at pathology, I look at radiology. There are going to be absolute efficiencies that will be gained with that. So I'm just interested, do you guys have any thought about that? Has that been on your plate at all?
I think we can certainly use AI as a tool in our toolbox, but the need and then for everything that we're producing law and sending the bill down to the president for signature, and so it has to be right all the time. There's certainly ways that we could, you know, teach the AI tool to be able to look for certain things, but at the end of the day, the human has to be involved.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Certainly would take baby steps with it, but me and my team, we're certainly open to it. We have discussions quite regularly about how we can utilize tools to make us more efficient.
You know, it's just literally a word formatting document or just looking for grammar and those type of things. But it is something I think that we're going to have to deal with. But I don't like the whole term, and I've said this now 1,000 times, and I'll say it 10 million more, of the human in the loop. I don't like that. We're holding the loop, and we get to control what it does for us. So anyway, congratulations on your job. Not that I want this one, but I don't want yours either. So thank you. I'll yield back.